Right, let's look at how Sundowns lost to Golden Arrows in spite of the fact that they were the most dominant team. So we start with how Sundowns were playing from the back with this build-up shape of theirs with the keeper and the two centre-backs on the side. And Arrows only committed Dion to press them, and then the double pivot was there for support for Sundowns, and Arrows players were there to kind of make sure that that playing did not happen. But for the main part, the focus is on Dion for now. Now, when Sundowns play the ball, obviously they get pressed and pushed to one side. That's when the ball will go to Modiba. And what you will see here is that Sundowns will try to overload the sides and make sure that they draw Arrows in. And in that way, once Arrows have committed, now Sundowns can try to quickly play the ball to either Mailula if it's not Umkwena, and if they were quick enough, they would then play the ball to the middle and switch it to the other side to Mdunyelo. But in this case, Allende ends up losing the ball. And here's another example, starting from the back and involving the keeper stepping up to become kind of a third centre back in this case, as he always does. So when it's Williams. So here, as you can see, with Goss coming out, that means the three of Arrows are now trying to engage this 3v3 thingy, and in them trying to do that, it leaves that huge gap in the middle right here. And with that gap in the middle, obviously the next three players of Arrows here, here and here will also try to close the space down, but in doing that they will also be creating space behind them where now Sundowns 10s can do their thing. So since Arrows were not like getting baited, Sundowns would just end up trying to go around the press or over the press, in this case to Modiba, and when the ball gets to Modiba, he now tries to combine quickly with Umkwena. Now they have a 3v2 if they play their cards right, but in this case they don't, and then they end up losing the ball and the move kind of dies. Now let's look at what Sundowns were doing in their midfield and the final third. So again, the keeper is not involved this time, it's the two centre backs. Now what you will see here is that there is Allende kind of dropping to go and get the ball, and the ball is played to Modiba. And as you can see, Modiba and Dunyelwa are the ones giving width to Sundowns. So Modiba, when he gets the ball, he tries to play it in the midfield. And as you can see, if it's not Aupas, it's sometimes Allende in the space, creating this box midfield whereby they will combine with each other so that the other players could either, these ones at the back, could either commit, creating a space for Modiba, or in this case, just try to play the ball, and in them playing the ball, they can draw Arrows in. But in this case, again, they could just play the ball into the middle and then the ball wide and they cross the ball, but they were not doing that. So they chose the safer way in going back. Here's another example. Once again, Sundowns are building from the back, and well, here they're in the middle third. It's no longer building from the back, but you have Ukoza, who's very capable and can carry the ball forward. And when he does that, Allende covers him at the back as Ukoza goes forward with the ball. And as he gets there, no one is engaging him. The full backs are holding their width. And when the ball is played, once again, you see what they've created, that box midfield we're talking about, so that they can have quick combinations. And once the ball is there, now Arrows players are going to try and step up. And in them stepping up from the defensive line, it creates the gaps between the lines, which Sundowns were looking to then exploit. So a quick 1-2, and now another player is being dragged out of position, and the moment they are, Sundowns are trying to attack that space, but Arrows were very good at recovering in these things. So what Sundowns did, which was a better thing, is playing the switch. So they've overloaded one side with Modiba, Mailula and Umkwena. And once Arrows tries to commit to one side, then Sundowns will then switch the ball to the other side. And as the ball goes to this other side, now Sundowns are trying to attack quickly and make things happen. But then Abo Squish would just end up forcing themselves to be marked, and Arrows were very quick in defending this zone. And as you can see, there are 7 Arrows players in the box versus 4 of Sundowns. So they had no chance, so they ended up trying to rotate the ball around, and now they have to now try and go around again. And now it's another switch, because it's either they can play a short pass and then around, but they can just switch the ball again and then the ball goes to Modiba, who's now has some space, and quick 1-2, they're in the box. This should be a goal. This should be a goal, but he misses, but it's not fine. He misses, was supposed to score. Here's another example of the switch. It was very effective. The keeper, starting with the two center backs, the ball is played, Khoza has it, plays to Modiba. Modiba gets the ball. Now there are two people, Johannes and Mtunyelwa, on the other side. The ball gets switched. Now Arrows have to shift their shape again. As we've talked about earlier, Allende covers when one of the center backs drives forward with the ball. And as he drives forward with the ball, he sees that there is nothing there, but they've dragged Arrows to the other side. So there's another switch again to Modiba. And when Modiba gets the ball now on this side, everyone is now moving across. Those quick combinations out wide, and Mokoena gets the ball. They form that triangle to overload the wide side, and they can combine. And few moves later, the cross goes in, and then Modiba tries to score, but it doesn't happen. Here's another example of the switch working, because, well, it was working. Arrows are on the other side. Allende is also on the other side. He switches to Kesu, Modiba, and then Modiba tries to cross the ball in, but it's just a horrible cross. Another example of the switch, second last example of the switch. It all starts with Allende, doesn't it? Again, Allende has the ball, he switches across, and then Modiba plays the ball inside. But Sundowns are used to playing the ball too much, so not enough players are making runs into the box. So as a result, this move just kind of dies. Last example, second half again, Allende is on the ball, he sees Mtunyelwa, he switches the ball to him, and now there are runners into the box. He now combines outside the box, and this is where Allende passes to Modiba, and I don't know whether this was a cross or shot, but Oksala, it wasn't attacked. So here are the wide rotations. Sundowns were not rigid in their shape. Here, Modiba is no longer wide, but is the player who's now in that inside channel. So when Mokoena gets the ball, now that forces the right back to come and mark him, which then creates space wide for Mailula to then attack that space. But in most cases, Arrows were very quick at recovering, so Sundowns ended up just going backwards. Here's another example. Mailula is wide, Modiba is in the half space, and then Mokoena is in the central channel. So again, Mailula gets the ball, and he wants to combine with his players, but as you can see, nothing was done quick enough because, well, they just couldn't penetrate Arrows. Here's another example. This time, Mtunyelwa Ndlovu on the right. Ndlovu is wide, which means he can be isolated with his men, but in him being isolated with his men, he overcomplicates things and he fails to do anything. Wide rotations really didn't work, but they did try them. Here's another example of these three guys have switched position, Mokoena out wide, Modiba in the half space, and they combine 1-2, good passing, and then the ball can be combined with Allende now also overloading, which leads to Mokoena taking a shot, and this was a good save as well from the goalkeeper. Last example of this is here, where you see another triangle on the wide side. Sundowns are attacking, obviously. And now here, Mtunyelwa is making that run as Umrena has the ball. Now the left back does not know whether to try and help in marking, to help his guy and back him up, or he should be focusing on the guy behind. So he forgets him, and then the ball is played over. He's completely forgotten. I think Santos should be doing better here, but it doesn't. And then one thing that they did not do that much is an early cross. Here you have Mtunyelwa, the ball has been played to him, and then he crosses the ball into the box, and then Modiba gets there, but not quick enough. So then the ball is kind of saved. Here's another example of a cross. Second half, again, the player who's crossing is Mtunyelwa, and as he plays the ball there, Santos doesn't know whether to attack. His timing is bad, which is just horrible. And then Cardoso had to make changes, obviously. This thing is not in order, but he was trying to bring on a better finisher and a quicker player in Mokoena and Matthews. In Matthews for Mokoena. Then he brought on Mkhulisi and Santos for more creativity, and they came on. Nothing really changed. This was the only change that we saw from the substitutes, because this is a true ball played by Santos to Leon, who, by the way, could have scored maybe, but yeah, the defending was good. Now let's go to the defending. The defending was also quite good for Sundowns because they didn't do much of it, because whenever these guys tried to play, Sundowns would just commit a lot of people up front, and then Sundowns would end up recovering the ball. Of course they would. They are Sundowns. And then here we go again. Same situation. Arrows are trying to play from the back. Sundowns presses with so much aggression. It's like they are owed money, and then they win the ball back as quickly as possible. Now let's go to set pieces. Set pieces. Free kick. We looked at one free kick that Sundowns got that was in a dangerous area. It's an outswinging thingy. Modiba plays it in, but Sundowns can't win the second ball or even communicate. Horrible communication. Here are corners when they were in swingers. So you have the tall players around the penalty spot. So when the ball is played there, they try to reach it, but Arrows were very good at getting to those balls first. Here's another example of a corner that is an in-swinger. This time it's coming from Modiba when it was the second half. He plays the ball again, right? And as it does that, Arrows are then there again to defend the ball first. And then they had variations. Sometimes they did outswingers like Allende taking or Allende taking the corner from that side. And you can see all the tall guys of Sundowns in and around that penalty spot. And whenever the ball is played there, sometimes it's overcooked. And if it was played back into the box, Arrows were quick to win the second ball. Another example of an outswinging corner, Modiba again in the second half. This is the best chance they created from this one, but then after the save, no one is there to follow up. All the Sundowns players are just flat-footed. If someone is awake, they score that goal and they get a goal back. Here's another outswinger, which was also a good one. The ball is played there, and then the second ball falls to Leon, the man that you'd want the ball to fall to, but then it doesn't do anything. And even here, Sundowns, the ball is just kind of rolling in the box, and they are not doing anything with second balls. They are not doing anything at all, so they miss horribly. And then they switched to short corners because they saw that something wasn't working sometimes with these outswingers and in-swingers. So when they did play this, it was a ball shot and then played back to Modiba, who then combined outside the box, and the ball is clipped over. Johannes should be doing better there, because there's also Leon behind him who they did not communicate with clearly, and as a result, the ball is missed. Next up, you have this horrible thing. I think here it was also the pressure of the game is about to end, but it just dies like that. Nah, man. Last example on corners, here we are, another short corner again. They play quickly, Matthews and Modiba, and as they play, then the ball goes inside. Again, I think Sundowns could be doing better here. They've won the ball, the first ball, and then they clip it back post. And if I look at this, I'm like, but how do you not, like near post, how do you miss that, right? So Sundowns had a lot of the ball, but they did transition into attack in a few moments where they won the ball back from Arrows. But one thing that we've talked about a lot is even if they did try, Arrows were very good at getting themselves back into position. But now, transition into defending, because here, Sundowns have the ball and Arrows' game plan was here. We are going to hit you with counters the moment we win the ball back. So they do kick the ball forward, and look who is there. Dion, the guy who ends up scoring a goal. This is the second minute. It's a 1v2 or 2v1. Sundowns versus him, so they are able to clear the ball and win it back from him early on in the game. That's very important to say. Here is another example. Sundowns lose the ball on the right hand side, and Arrows now start their attack. And if they look forward, there is always Dion there. But here's the thing that I don't like. Sundowns have three people at the back: Modiba, Johannes, and Khoza. But look at what Khoza does. He kind of slows down here, but he's not putting pressure on the person with the ball. And simultaneously, the guy who's making a run in behind is still making the run. So either stop and press him, or you continue dropping, because this guy is eventually going to get here. But by the time he gets here, most of your players will be back. Or if you're going to stop here, then mark him. But you can't do this because if you commit, then it's a 3v2. Then there's a true ball. It's a 2v2. You don't want to do that. So he kind of slows down and he does not do anything. And then this time the shot is taken. But I guess we can give them credit for putting pressure on the ball. Last but not least, Sundowns' the way they consider the goal. It starts here. They lose the ball from their attack, and then Arrows, as you know, they try to go forward, and their target man there is marked by 2 players. So the ball doesn't get to him because Khoza wins that ball back. He plays it forward. Sundowns get the ball. Now it's like, okay, let's launch an attack, boys. Nope, they lose the ball again. When they lose the ball this time, they don't counter press. Like, there is 4 players, literally 4 Sundowns players around the ball, but none of them do anything about anything. Like, book, kunabantula, there is people, 4 of them, who should be pressing and should be pressing in fact, but they don't counter press. They don't press and win the ball back. So Arrows just kind of plays the ball, Abomailula, passive. And then now, if you look in, there is Dion, 2v1 with the defenders. And then the ball, when it's about to be played to him, his run is deceptive. He pretends to be going to the left-hand side, but then the 2 defenders see him clearly, right? So look at him now. He makes that run, and then he comes back inside. And when he does that, now this guy has completely been lost because he's now created a gap because of the run that is made here. Watch the run. You see here, let's start afresh. Dion starts his straight, and then he runs to the left. You see his body shape has changed to the left. And then this guy, Johannes thinks, yeah, this guy is going to my left. To my right. So he shifts with him, and in him shifting, at that very moment, he makes a huge mistake because Dion now comes back and he attacks that small gap between the center backs, and then now he can run in behind. The keeper hesitates. The keeper. Let's talk about the keeper as well. The keeper at this moment, look at his positioning. It's either you are coming out, mate, or you are staying. He doesn't do anything. He stays in between. And then Dion scores a goal, and it's 1-0. And that just sucks for Sundowns. So Sundowns could have done much better in this game, but they didn't. So they lost. What are your thoughts on the game? Subscribe to the channel for more Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, and Sundowns content analyzed. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.